Hi, this is a story of two friends. When I say friends, these are two great friends. They come from the same country and they know each other for many years. They work for the country, they work for the nation, and they love their job very much. In fact, they are really proud of what they do. When it comes to job, they don't have to work every single day. They go only on special missions. And whenever they go on a mission, it becomes an international news. It's covered by all medias, internet, radio, magazines, television, newspaper, etc. Mission of one of the friends is to go to space, and his name is the rocket. Whereas the mission of the second person is to destroy enemies. He goes into the enemy's target and hit them, and his name is fighter jet. After serving the country for around 60 years, going to space many times, hitting targets many times, they both retired. And one day they got together. They spent the whole day talking about what they did for the country, and they were really proud of what they did for the nation. But when it comes to speed, there's always an argument between the both. The rocket always claims that he is faster than the fighter jet. So they decide, okay, let's have a friendly match or a friendly competition. They agreed to it, and they called upon one of their old friends, a retired Olympic judge, and he was too happy to come and to judge the competition. So here is the judge or the official, a retired guy and a friend of the rocket and the fighter jet. And now the competition is between the fighter jet and the rocket. So they decided the target, they decided where to go, and there you go, 1, 2, and 3. Who do you think came first? Was it the rocket or was it the fighter jet? Well, it was the rocket. The fighter jet was not at all happy. He said, I want to have a rematch. And the rocket agreed. The rocket said, yeah, no problem, you're my friend, we are buddies, so there's no problem, let's have a rematch if you want to be happy with it. But anyway, I'm going to win because I know my strength, I know my speed. And the referee or the official, he also agreed. So they went for the second round. Now, who do you think won in the second round? It was again the rocket. Again the fighter jet was unhappy. He said, we need to go for one more round because there's something wrong somewhere. Let's go for it. The rocket said, okay, I'll go. But there's one condition. And the condition is, this would be the last time that we are going to compete. And the fighter jet agreed. And the official, he also agreed to the condition. So here is the last and final match of the competition between the two friends. Who won this time? What's your thoughts? Is it the rocket or is it the fighter jet? Well, it was the rocket for the first time. The second time again it was the rocket. And the third time it was not the fighter jet, it was again the rocket. The fighter jet had to say, okay, I give up now. I agree that you are faster than me. But I have a question for you. And my question is, what's the secret? What's the secret of your success? The rocket smiled and said, my dear friend, I have something that you don't have. And that is why I know that I'm going to be successful and I'm going to beat you. You don't have that in you, but I do have. Now I would like you all to focus on what the rocket said. The rocket said that I have a fire in my back. And it is this fire that takes me faster than anyone in the world. It takes me to my goal. It takes me to my target. It takes me to my objective. And it's only because of that fire. The rocket also said, there are individuals, there are people in this world who have got this fire. Some they identify this fire, they find this fire, and others they don't find this fire at all. Those people who identify, who discover, or who find this fire, they become successful in life. Because it is this fire which pushes them to their objective, which takes them to the final goal, takes them to the final destination. This fire is called the passion. There should be a passion within you to succeed in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. This is Farookh Sensei from farookhsensei.com. The title of today's short presentation is Find Your Fire. This is the fourth presentation in the series. I believe that you have gone through the first three presentations. The title of the first presentation was Journey to Purpose. The second was Think Big, Dream Big. And the third one was Your Attitude Leads to Your Success. There are many more presentations to come. It would be nice if you could sit until the end of this presentation. I'm going to take you through a lot of live stories and experience that would empower you and motivate you and inspire you. Well, do you have the fire? When I say fire, do you have the passion? Do you have that spark? Let's test. Here are a few questions for you, and please focus on the questions. Do you feel sleepy at work? Do you feel the clock is running too slow while you are at work? Do you wish the clock to strike 4 so you can rush home? You go to work because you have to, meaning you are the bread earner, and not because you want to, meaning it's not the passion, but it is a necessity for you to go to work. Do you wish you had some free time away from your work so that you can go home and do what you love doing? Your current job pays you well. It pays your bill. It pays your utility. It pays for your telephone, electricity. It pays for your rent. It pays for your taxi and transportation. But still, there's something missing. There is no connection between you and what you do. If you answered yes to any of those questions, you're not alone. 80% of the people are unhappy with what they do. Majority of the people, they want to pursue their dreams, but still continue with what they are currently doing. They're not happy with their current job, but still they continue. They're not happy with the odd timing. Sometimes they have to work during daytime and sometimes at night, but still they continue. They're not happy with their boss, with the management, with the team, but still they continue. They don't have the freedom of time, and they don't have the freedom of money, but still they continue. They have the fear of failure, therefore they don't take the first step. Without taking the first step, how can you reach your destination? Do you fall in this? Do you fall in this category? There are people who don't take risk because they don't want to put their family at risk. They come up with different excuses. They come up with good ideas, but along with an idea, they have a question: who's going to buy my idea? This is a pure indication of lack of confidence. They have excuses, saying that there is nobody to support me. Well, you are responsible for it. You have to go and find people who have that spark within them. You got to go and find out those people who have got the fire within them. You have to go and find out those people who can inspire you. So it's your responsibility to find the best team, best friends, and you have to get along with them. If you are with friends who do not have the spark, if you are with people who do not have that inspiration within them, that will automatically transfer to you, and you will become one among them. So when you select your friends, make sure they inspire you and you inspire them. The next excuse is that you don't have a support from your family. You don't have money. You don't have time. Well, every successful person has got only 24 hours. Whether it is the president of a country or it's a homeless person, every individual in this world has got 24 hours. You got to learn to manage your time. Time management is life management. When it comes to money, you don't require millions of dollars to start a business. You can also start business with a couple of $100. Now what happens to these people with all these excuses? They don't keep their first step. They stop then and there, and they take a U-turn and go back to what they were doing. They find it very difficult for themselves to change. If you don't change, you get the same result. If you keep on doing what you have always done, you will keep on getting what you have always got. And that's not a secret, that's a fact. Life doesn't have to be that way. You have a choice. Success is a decision. Success is a choice. And you can make the choice. Understand, my dear friend. Do not let fear stop you. If you are in a comfort zone, you got to get out of the comfort zone. Only when you step out of the comfort zone, that's where the magic happens. Each time you step out of the comfort zone, you learn something new, you explore something new, and that takes you to your objective, that takes you to your goal. Success can't be achieved by blindly following somebody else's dream. You as an individual, you must be having your dream, and you got to follow your dream. You should not be following your friend's dream. There's something called the Niagara syndrome. A Niagara syndrome is where somebody jumps into the water and you see him jumping, you also jump into the water. Well, that's absolutely crazy. The person who jumps first, that's his passion to jump into the Niagara Falls. He knows how to swim and he knows how to survive. And if you see somebody else jumping into the Niagara Falls, don't jump along with him because you will kill yourself. So once again I repeat, follow your passion and do not follow somebody else. A very simple analogy is if you want to go to Australia, let's take Sydney for example. Would you buy a ticket to Beijing and go to China, or would you buy a ticket to Tokyo and go to Japan? No. You mentally decided that you want to go to Sydney, therefore you will buy a ticket for Sydney. You will ensure that you have got the visa and other documents for Australia, and you will get into the aircraft or the plane or the flight that takes you to Australia, not to Japan or to China. Meaning, if you have a goal, if you have a vision, You got to follow that vision and not your friend's path. Your friend might be going to China, or your friend might be going to Japan. You don't have to follow their path. If your goal is Sydney, then you have to go to Sydney. Don't change your route. You got to ask yourself. These are the three important questions you got to ask yourself. What is that I want to do? That's how you have to ask. What is that I have to do? What is that I want to be? And what is that I want to have? Very important questions. What is that I want to do? What is that I want to be? And what is that I want to have? Maybe you want to be a doctor, a physician. Maybe. Or you want to be a pilot or a captain of a ship. Maybe you want to be a teacher, a lecturer, a professor, a facilitator, an instructor, motivating people. Or you want to be an artist. Maybe you want to be a fireman. Or maybe you want to be an inspirational leader, an inspirational coach, a business coach, a life coach like Tony Robbins, changing the lives of millions of people around the world. Or maybe you want to be an innovator like Steve Jobs. Or maybe you want to be a film director like Steven Spielberg. Or maybe you want to be a TV presenter like Oprah Winfrey. Maybe you want to be a mountaineer like Tenzing and Hillary. Or you want to be a football player wearing the jersey of Qatar Airways like Messi. To reach your goal, it is essential that you need to have knowledge. You got to gain knowledge. Now when I say knowledge, it's not going to the school. It's not going into the college or the university. You can get knowledge from anywhere. You can use different methods for gaining knowledge. You can go to the internet and get knowledge from there as well. You can hear to lectures, audios, videos, books, cassettes, tapes, etc. You can also chat with your friends who has got experience. You can find a mentor and you can learn from them. It's said that knowledge is power. Do you agree that knowledge is power? If you agree that knowledge is power, then you are absolutely wrong. It's an incorrect answer. Knowledge is power only when it is put into action. And knowledge without action is useless. Ask yourself, there could be a lot of people who have got immense knowledge, but they don't take any action. It's not necessary that you have to be intelligent in your school or classroom and you don't put that knowledge into practice. Knowledge is not power until otherwise. It goes along with action. White collar job brings success. This is what most of the people think. What about you? If you think that it is white collar job that brings success, then again, that's incorrect. You can become popular. You can become famous. You can become a big name. You can become well known in the industry. And you can become a celebrity even by doing dirty jobs. And a very good example is Mike Rowe, who does dirty job. And still he is famous, he is popular, he is well known, and he is a celebrity. The society may not like it. The society may not like it, but the most important thing, the most important question you got to ask is, do you like it? That's called passion. Do you like it? If you like it, then that is called passion. And you don't have to You don't have to look around you, whether people like it, whether the society likes it. You are to be the first person to like what you're doing. That is called the spark. That is called passion. That is called the fire. You got to ignite that fire. Or it could be just to help people, those who are in need. You might find satisfaction in this one. Rather than going behind money or fame or to become a celebrity, you can still be happy within you by helping those who are in need. The question you need to ask is, does it fill my heart? Does it make me happy? Does it excite me? If yes, then you got to go for it. My dear friends, understand the road to your dream is not always easy. There are ups and downs. There are ups and downs in life. If there is no ups and downs in life, that means you are dead. And that's what the science says. So we need to understand that the road to our dreams are not always easy. I would like to take a live example here. The person that you see on the screen, his name is Prem Ganapati. He started his career in his cousin's coffee shop in Chennai. Chennai is a place in South India. A very small shop. After working there for a couple of years, he then moved on to the next job. And here his job was in a coffee and rice trading business. After working there, then he moved on to the northern side of India, northwestern side, which is Mumbai. And he worked there in 3 different restaurants and bakeries as a cleaning boy, as a cleaner, cleaning vessels, cleaning the floor. Then he became a tea boy. A tea boy is one who pours tea and who serves tea to the customer. So he became a tea boy. From a cleaner, he grew to a tea boy. And he started saving money out of it. And with the partnership of 50%, he started a very small tea shop in Mumbai with 50% of his share and 50% of somebody else. He saved money out of it. And then he bought a roadside tea shop under his ownership, 100% ownership, a roadside tea shop. Then the tea shop grew to 2, to 3, to 4, to 5. He specialized himself in something that you see on the screen. This is called dosa. So he specialized in different varieties of dosa. And that clicked the market. In the late 90s, he established his own brand, which is called Dosa Plaza. Dosa Plaza is the fastest growing South Indian fast food chain restaurant. The world's widest menu in dosa. Today, he has got more than 150 employees, more than 26 outlets, millions of US dollar business. He has got franchisees in Middle East, in Dubai, in Oman, and in United States. My dear friends, understand, a cleaning boy, from a cleaner, he became a millionaire. If it's possible for him, it's possible for you too. Don't come up with excuses that you don't have money. Don't come up with excuses that nobody is supporting you. Don't come up with excuses that you don't have time. Time management and money management is life management. And this is a live example that you see on the screen. And I'm really proud of this gentleman. That's exactly what Colonel Sanders did. At the age of 65, when he retired from his job, he had only 1,000 US dollars, the social security amount. He had that 1,000 US dollars and he had a unique recipe. He went to different shops, he went to different restaurants, stores, asking them to buy his recipe, but none of them paid interest. He went to more than 1,000 shops, 1,000 restaurants, and 1,000 restaurants rejected him. It was the 1,009th restaurant which said, "Let's try your recipe." If at all Colonel Sanders had given up, today we won't be seeing KFC in the world. Understand, my dear friends, he had the passion, he had that fire, and he had the spark. And he knew that, just like the rocket, he knew that he's going to achieve what he wants to achieve. Find your spark. Find your spark and ignite your spark. Never ever give up. Don't come up with excuses, because you are the cause. Do not be on the side of the effects. You have to be on the cause side. You are responsible of whatever happens in your life. You are accountable for everything that happens in your life. Do not blame somebody else. Do not blame, do not complain, and do not come with justification like most of us do. From humble beginnings come great things. A young boy, he receives a gift from his father, and the gift was a watch. When he got this watch, he opened the watch. He repaired the watch. There was nothing wrong with the watch, but he looked for each and every parts and accessories within the watch. He removed them and he reassembled them, and the watch was working. He became an expert in repairing watch. And people in that area, they started to approach this young boy whenever they had a problem with their watch. That's Henry Ford. Understand that he started from an humble beginning, and at a later stage he became a multi-millionaire. Today he is not alive, but still you'll find his product rolling on the streets. Today you'll find hundreds of thousands of people working for his company. Even today his company generates billions of dollars in revenue. Let's take another example. This young boy, he used to sell newspapers once upon a time. He used to also sell bubble gums, and he used to sell Coca-Cola. At a later stage, he became one of the richest person in the world, and that is Warren Buffett. Ask yourself, what are the excuses that you have? Take those excuses and throw it off. Don't come up with excuses, because all these people that you see on the screen, they all started with humble beginning. You got to have a passion, and you have to follow that passion. This young lady, she was born to a 14-year-old mother. She was raped while she was 9 years old. While she was 13 years old, she gave birth to a stillborn baby. Her first job was in a grocery store. She was rejected, or she was thrown, she was fired from a job of a TV presenter. At a later stage, she became a billionaire in TV production. None other than Oprah Winfrey. Started from humble beginning. Started from rejection. This young gentleman has started his career as an ambulance driver. Just like Oprah Winfrey, he was also fired from his job because his boss didn't find any creative idea in this gentleman. But this person, he became a billionaire later on through his creative ideas. And that is Walt Disney, the Disney World. He is the founder of Mickey Mouse. This is a story of a young boy, a young Scottish boy who travels to the United States with his family in the late 18th century. He does different types of jobs, labor jobs. And one of the jobs that he did was to be a bobbin boy. A bobbin boy is like that you see on the screen. It's called a bobbin, where they make thread out of cotton. So that was one of the jobs he did. Then he moved into the steel manufacturing. In the 19th century, in the beginning of the 19th century, he became one of the richest person in the world. I repeat once again, this young boy who was a bobbin boy, who did labor job, he became one of the richest person in the world and one of the top steel manufacturers in the United States. At one time, he had 43 millionaires. Again, I repeat, at one time he had 43 millionaires working under him. He also started from an humble beginning. And his name is Andrew Carnegie. I'll be speaking about Andrew Carnegie in my coming presentation, about his principles. And I'll be connecting his life with the great author of Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, but not in this presentation. The golden rule to success is to do what you love and love what you do. Very simple as that. If you look at all those people that you saw in this presentation, everybody followed what they loved. They followed their passion. You need to identify, you need to find out what is that you love. Don't come up with excuses that I don't know. This is a common excuse that you'll find in today's generation. You ask any question and they would say that I don't know. Why are you doing MBA? I don't know. Why are you doing this job? I don't know. Why are you going to marry her? I don't know. So get rid of this I don't know business and focus and ask yourself, what is that you love? And then love what you do. Very simple. Do what you love and love what you do. This is a story of a young gentleman in India, in South India. He was working with a company called Yahoo. I don't have to introduce Yahoo. Yahoo at that time was a very small company and there were only few staff in India. So he was one among them. They were given a lot of free time. So they can work at the best time that they are. They just have to complete the project within the time span. So there was no strict rule that you have to be at 10 o'clock and then leave the office at 4 o'clock. No. You had the free time. You had the luxury of being free. Once Yahoo started to grow, they started taking a lot of staff. The staff number grew from 5 to thousands. And they started implementing discipline. When I say discipline, a time schedule, a starting time and ending time every day. So this young gentleman found it very difficult because he was used to the free time. And now it has grown from 5 to thousands. So he told himself, well, this is the best time to leave the organization. And he quit. He quit his job from Yahoo. His relatives, his friends were shocked. They said, "You quit Yahoo, one of the best companies?" And he said, "Yes, I quit Yahoo and now I'm going behind my dreams." His childhood dream was to be a wildlife photographer. So the first thing that he did with his savings was to buy an SLR camera. He bought an SLR camera and he went straight to the jungle in South India. After 1 year, he ran out of money because he was not working for the past 1 year or so. He was completely occupied in his passion. So to generate income, he opened a small company which was specialized in IT security. So that was in the town and his passion was in the jungle. So whenever he is in the jungle, he sometimes gets calls from his customers saying that there is something wrong with the computer. So he has to rush to the town. And while he's at town, he gets calls from his friends in the jungle saying that there's a hunt. There's a good catch happening. So he has to then shuttle between the jungle and the town. He was specialized in taking photographs of the frogs, other than the other animals as well. And every photograph that he took of wild animals, he used to post that or upload that in the internet. And he gave the facility for everyone to download it absolutely free. His family and friends used to ask him, "Are you crazy that you are risking your life? You're going to the jungle, you're clicking photographs of wild animals, and then you are uploading those photographs absolutely free for somebody else to download?" He said, "That is my passion." Passion is something that you do absolutely free sometimes. And he was just following his passion. One day he got a call from an organization in UK. Now, how did this happen? This particular organization in UK, they were producing a documentary or a short movie or a film on frogs. So they went into Google and they searched for the photographers who have got these frogs. And this young gentleman's name popped up. So they contacted him and said that we are interested to make a documentary on frog. And he also showed keen interest. But unfortunately, the project didn't take place. But later on, the same company, they were planning to do a short film on wildlife. They again approached the same gentleman. They said that we are going to produce a movie, a short movie or a documentary on wildlife, and we know that you have got a lot of collection of photographs. Would you like to join us? You just have to do what you're doing right now, that is going back to the wildlife, clicking photograph, which is your passion, and we are ready to pay for it. As soon as he heard of that, he was so happy. The first thing that he did was to close his business. No more connection with the city or the town. He wanted to completely focus on his passion. My dear friends, please understand this. There's always a way. If you follow your passion and if you have the dedication, then definitely you will reach where you want to reach, just like the rocket. Just like the rocket, just like Colonel Sanders. Just like all those examples that I showed you, all those personalities that you saw right now in the presentation. They all had a very clear vision. And that is exactly what happened with this gentleman as well. He had a very clear vision. He wanted to follow his passion because there was a connection between him and what he was doing. So he wanted to close those links which takes him away from his passion. So the first thing he did was to close the business. Now my question is, do you know the name of that company which offered him the job? I want you to think. Just imagine Here is a wildlife photographer, and a company comes and offers him a job, and the job is exactly what he loves doing. What is the name of the company? The company is none other than BBC. When you do what you love doing, success automatically comes to you. When you do what you love doing, fame, money, people, they automatically come to you. You attract them. You don't have to go in search of them, but money would come to you. Fame would come to you. People will come to you. But you have to be excellent in what you do and do it with your full heart. And his name is Kalyan Verma. He did what he loved doing. Today, if you go to internet, please go and check his name. You'll find his website, which is kalyanverma.net. He produces movies, short films, documentaries. He conducted seminars, and he is still following his passion. He identified his passion, he found his passion, and he ignited that. That's exactly what you have to do. Well, I came to know about Kalyan Verma from Reshmi Bansal. Now, I don't know Reshmi Bansal personally, but I read about Kalyan Verma in one of her books. And I believe this was her first book, titled Connect the Dots. Reshmi Bansal is a business graduate from one of the leading business schools in India by name IIM Ahmedabad. And her passion was to become an entrepreneur, and she did that by writing books. If you look at this book, Connect the Dot, it says there down the inspiring stories of 20 entrepreneurs without an MBA who dared to find their own path. Now, this is a strategy she has used in all her publication, in all her books. If you look the book here, Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish, I Have a Dream, Take Me Home, Follow Every Rainbow. In each and every book, she has written the true story of 20 to 25 people, which empowers, which inspires college students and entrepreneurs around the country. She followed her passion exactly like Kalyan Verma and others. Her passion was to write books and to be an entrepreneur. This is a true story of an Italian immigrant who was born in the UK. After schooling, she went to various countries because she loved nature and outdoor. She learned about different herbs. Then she came back to UK, and in 1970 she got married. She was later blessed with 2 beautiful daughters. Her husband had to go to South America, and in his absence, to take care of the family, she bought some herbs and she created facial creams out of it. She used reusable and refillable containers and then sold them to the neighbors and nearby stores. The cream was well received by the neighbors and the stores. They started coming back to her to refill the container. She was a human rights activist, an environmental campaigner, and she was against testing ingredients on animals. The small business that she started just to take care of herself and her family later on grew to an international brand with more than 2,045 stores around the world, 77 million customers, and $16 billion in revenue. Though she is not there with us today, she passed away in 2007. Her name is Anita Roddick. And she is the founder. She is the founder of Body Shop. Started in a humble way. Today, it's a world brand. You'll find Body Shop in 5-star hotels and in airports around the world. The golden rule to success is do what you love and love what you do. You may either do it as a part-time or full-time, meaning there is no excuse. If you are working full-time, then you can go behind your passion as part-time. The more value you add in the marketplace, the more success you can become. Once again, repeat. The more value you add in the marketplace, the more success you can become. Let's say you love to do something, and that's your passion, and it doesn't make or it doesn't bring or add a value in the marketplace, then nobody's going to come to you, because that becomes very personal. At the same time, if you make an impact in the marketplace, people will come to know about your product or service, and they will come to you. The more you spread, the more impact you can make in the marketplace, the more successful you become. This is the rule. If you are a manager, you can only impact few of your staff. Maybe you have got 10 staff, or let's say 20 maximum. You can bring an impact in them. You can motivate them, you can empower them, you can inspire them. The maximum is 20 people. If you were to be a teacher, you would be able to inspire around about 30 students in a classroom. And if you are conducting classes for 4 different batches, 30 times 4, you inspire only 120 people or 120 students in the whole year. You don't go beyond that. That's the maximum that you can inspire. But now if you take an example of a film actor, a Hollywood star, and a football star or a sports star, sports personality, the impact they create in the world is huge. So the more impact you create in the marketplace, the more successful you become. This is an analogy which I would like to use here. And this is a perfect example. A teacher can bring changes, a maximum 150 people, whereas a sports star or a film actor can bring changes in millions of people around the world. Why? Because they hit the market. They create an impact in the marketplace. Now, I'm not sure whether you have heard this name, Salman Khan. There is an actor in India, his name is Salman Khan, and I'm not talking about this actor. I'm talking about somebody else. I'm talking about this gentleman. His name is Salman Khan. Once he goes to attend a wedding of his relative, and his relatives comes there, and this gentleman is very good at math and other subjects. So his cousins, they come to him to clear some doubts. So he clears the doubts, and by then he has to come back to his place, to his home, which is far away. So he had to catch the flight and come back. So he was not able to complete the whole lesson or the whole tuition, in other words. So he goes back to his hometown and he records whatever he wants to teach, and he uploads those small bits of tuition or the lessons on YouTube. So now his cousins were able to download those small bits of classes from the YouTube, and they were able to learn. So he started uploading math, science, etc., etc. Later on he called them and asked them, how is it going? And they said that it's really fine, it's far better than you teaching us personally, because when you teach you become angry, but now there's nobody to shout on us and it's very easy for us to download it and we can go back and forth, and this is much more convenient and flexible. And he was very happy about it. Later on he noticed that it was not only his cousins who were downloading those lessons, there were people from other parts of the world, they were also downloading his presentation or his lessons. He took that to the next level. He brought in different teachers who were interested to share their ideas and knowledge. And he created a platform which today is considered to be one of the greatest platforms when it comes to tuition, online learning. And the name is Khan's Academy. Today he has partnered with Microsoft, or I don't know whether it is with Microsoft or with Bill Gates, but for sure with Bill Gates. And he has extended the academy to a higher level. It was his passion to teach people, and he has taken the passion in such a way that just like a film actor or just like a sports star, he has created an impact around the world. Though he's a teacher, he didn't sit in his classroom and teach 150 students. Rather, he went online. And today, he and his friends are sharing the knowledge around the world. This is called impact. The more impact you create in the marketplace, the more successful you become. Who are you is not important. Understand that. Once again, I repeat. Who are you is not important. What you offer is very important. Now, people might not be knowing about Salman Khan, but for sure they would be knowing about Khan Academy if they have gone through his lessons. We are not interested in this gentleman. You and I know who is he, but we are concerned about his product. Millions of people spend hours and hours every single day using his product. So you are not important, but what you offer to the world is very important. The same applies here. If I show this photograph to someone and ask them, do you know who are these two gentlemen? I can say 9 out of 10 would say we don't know. But 10 out of 10 would definitely say that yes, we know the product. What about this one? Any idea? Ask yourself, do you know this gentleman? Again, I repeat, who you are is not important, but what you offer is really important. Now, this face may not be familiar, but his product is familiar to you. And his product is called the Hot Male, and his name is Sabir Bhatia. This gentleman, maybe he is unknown to you, but his product is known to everyone. This gentleman, again, he might be unknown to you, but his product is known to everyone. Who you are is not important. What you offer is very important. And the more impact you make in the marketplace, the more successful you become. This gentleman, maybe he is not familiar to everyone who is watching this presentation, but I'm quite sure that you have heard about his product, or you might have used his product, and his product is Amazon. This gentleman, well, again, maybe you don't know, but his product, in fact, even this presentation, I'm using his platform, and that is YouTube. Javed Karim. It's not what you are, it is what you offer. So you are not important, but what you offer is really, really important. What is your passion? What is that wakes you up every single day, just like the rocket, just like the fire in the rocket? Ask yourself. What natural skills do you have? What are you excellent at? What do you love doing? What is that you get lost in? And you don't want to stop at all, and you want to continue. The time flies. You don't want to apply the brake. What is that which is easy for you and hard for somebody else? For you it's a child's play, but for somebody else it's too hard. What is that thing that you can give free of charge? Just like Kalyan Verma, he was uploading those photographs free of charge. Just like Salman Khan, he was uploading the tuition, the lessons, absolutely free. What is that thing that you would love doing free? Because it's connected to your heart. Do you have one? If yes, that's your passion. If you have one that is your passion, that's your fire. Ignite it. But you have to do an evaluation. Very important. If you got a passion, you got to evaluate it. Now, what do you mean by evaluate? Do you love it so much that it takes away from your family, faith, or financial stability? You got to be very careful. Do you love it so much that it takes away from your family, your faith, or your financial stability? Then you got to be careful about it. Whatever it is you do, keep a balance and don't neglect important things in your life. I mean to say there should be a balance between your life, your family life, your professional life, your work, your hobby, your passion, etc. There should be a balance. It's a hunt. It's a search. Maybe you don't know what your passion is or what you want to do with your life. That's okay. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to find it. You may discover your passion at the age of 17 or maybe at the age of 50. It's never too late. Jaring Timmerman, a world record holder in swimming at the age of 105. It's never too late. You can see here he's going for the record break at the age of 105. Backstroke. Farookh Sensei, world's oldest marathon runner at the age of 101. It's never too late, my dear friend. Peggy McLean, world's oldest to parachute at the age of 104. This is her second world record in the 5 years. When asked why did you go for the second time, she said that somebody in United States at the age of 101 had gone for a parachute jump, so I want to break his record. So at the age of 104, this grandma goes for the second time into the world record book. 104 parachuting. When you start loving what you do, you become like a magnet. You start attracting people, you attract money, you attract fame. A magnet can attract an iron which is 12 times more than its own weight. If you follow your passion, you will attract people, you will attract money, you will attract fame. Everything will come to you. At the same time, if you don't love what you do, it's just like demagnetizing. You won't be able to lift even a feather. People, money and fame will get rid of you. So the underlying principle is to love what you do and do what you love. And do it with your full heart. You got to find the fire. Find a way to earn a living from it. and find a way so that it can pay your bills. And the result, the bills are paid, satisfaction, life purpose is met, and there's a meaning in your life. You will be eager to contribute to your family and the society. Everybody will benefit if you follow your passion. You decide. It's your life. It's your choice. Success comes to those who dedicate everything to their passion in life. To be successful, it is also very important to be humble and never let fame or money travel to your head. And this was said by Oscar winner A.R. Rahman. Teaching is my passion, and it has been since I was 16 years old. I started my career as a teacher, but not in a school, but as a martial art teacher, a karate coach at the age of 16. Later on, I moved into airline industry. I became an airline trainer and a manager. And today, I'm a success coach and a life coach. Bringing inspiration and transformation in the lives of others and helping them find the hidden potential. That's my purpose in life. The question is, what's yours? Thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you share this presentation to your friends, your colleagues, to your family. It's absolutely free because this is something I love doing. Please do visit my website. It's www.farookhsensei.com. Please leave your feedback. You may also contact me on my email, which is mail@farookhsensei.com, or you can also contact me by phone, which is 00974 5524 3825. Once again, thank you very much, and see you again.